All right, welcome. In this video, we're going to begin a new module that is going to cover the apply family of functions. And there is a link to this Colab notebook that you can find in the description of this video to follow along. But informally, each apply function applies a specified function over elements in a given data structure. So in this module, we're going to provide an initial overview of this family of functions. They are really robust. So there's a lot of details and nuts and bolts that we'll glance over in this video, but hopefully you'll get a good sense about what functions are available in this family, what are some of the differences in how those functions work, and just what are some of the capabilities and advantages of using apply functions. And I've been writing this out, the apply family, with a little asterisk before the word apply. And this asterisk is what we call a wildcard character. And that just means based on the letter that we choose in place of that asterisk, we get a slightly different version of an apply function in this larger family of functions. And so we can either put no letter in place of the asterisk, or we can choose different letters that will give us slightly different versions of the apply function. But what they all have in common is that these functions typically perform operations more efficiently, faster than equivalent operations implemented using loops. Although loops are used when they're running these apply functions, they tend to run faster, and the code is also much, much simpler than the corresponding equivalent code that we can write using a for loop, which has more machinery involved. So apply functions, the code is simpler, it's more concise, the code is a little bit more elegant and easier to read. So when given the choice between an apply function or a for loop or some other loop, apply functions are typically preferred because again they're more concise and more elegant code, but they're more limited than what we can do with for loops or loops in general. We can do all sorts of things that apply functions might not be able to do. But the table below has a summary of some of the apply functions that we're going to talk about in this video. There's the apply function, there's L apply, there's S apply, V apply, my personal favorite, T apply, and M apply. And so we'll talk about each of these functions and how they operate in separate videos in this module. There are some packages that we'll use. So you can run these first two code cells. It's going to install some packages. The micro benchmark package we'll use to compare runtimes, and these last two packages we'll use at the very end of this module when we talk about parallel computing. And then you can load all of those packages here, and we'll also use the parallel package, which you don't need to install, but you do need to load. And we'll also load up the core tidyverse packages as well, since we'll do some plotting and we'll access some data sets from the dplyr package. So after you run these code cells, you're ready to get going, and we'll pick up in the next video with the apply function.